Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got Offsides Rex on the bottom left side of the map playing Zerg, StarCraft 2, as a pro player. And he's up against none other than Minchul. MC Iron was his Broodwar name. Many of you know him as the president of Protoss. He's going to be playing StarCraft 1 Protoss. I believe he played Protoss in StarCraft 1 as well, but obviously is most famous for StarCraft 2, where he was the first player to hit $500,000 earned within just a few years of the game coming out in prize winnings, and he stayed as the #1 prize winner for like 7-8 years of StarCraft 2. It was such a long time before players started overtaking him, because he just was so successful in the early days, and then he moved to Europe and kept up his success, still winning very decent amounts of winnings for a long time. Let me flip that scoreboard so we can reflect where the players actually are. That's MC at the top and Rex at the bottom. Yeah, OGS MC, that is correct, my friends. In the early days. Now, this show match was hosted by Top. If you guys want to support Top, he's streaming on YouTube these days, as Twitch streaming in Korea can no longer be they can't make any money from it. So his channel, he's been hosting all these show matches, is down below in the description and potentially in the comments if I've had time to wake up and post that there yet on YouTube. It's also scroll up in Twitch chat if you guys want to see it. Maybe someone could copy paste that again as well. Probes moving in. Double gate opening. So there's going to be a Zealot pressure. This is old school, guys. Zealot pressure. No Nexus, though. Into a Forge? Is he... Oh, he's cheesing! He's going to do a double Zealot cannon rush. Oh my god. Okay, Rex, watch out, mate. You're about to get hit by Broodwar Zealots. It's cross-map, though. Is this even good? Well, to be fair, wall-offs are way more consistent in the StarCraft 2 engine than they were in StarCraft 1. But... Oh, okay. So he's not even going to bother trying to wall off. He's basically just trying to make him pull drones, and then the Zealots combining with the cannons could do damage. Problem is that hatchery's going to finish. Creep will be spreading out here near enough. I don't know if this is going to work out for MC. This feels like a bit of a silly strategy from him. I don't know, man. On cross-map Fighting Spirit, this seems like a real stretch. Zealots are coming out. They're not there just yet. I think he wants to make Rex think it was a fake out. Because obviously Rex here, look at his vision. He has no idea what's going on the other side of the map. There is still no creep here or here. He could go and throw a few cannons down. But I think he's waiting for the Zealot to arrive first and foremost. Zerglings are already out, though. 6 Zerglings building. And as the first Zealot comes in, you want to pull back, Rex. Rex already losing 1 Zergling here. The other one does pull back. This is going to be interesting, man. I really am curious to see how MC plays this. He's got a Nexus and 2 gases going up behind it. He's not really going for cannons anymore, so the Forge has not really served a function. But he is denying mining. These StarCraft 1 Zealots have non-stop shield regen, remember? Doesn't regen nearly as fast as StarCraft 2, but it's constant. Queen, got to be careful about coming off creep. Queens are such a good early game unit. And I think building a Spine Crawler is the absolute correct call. Now, Rex has gone Link Speed and he's mining gas. That's a huge mistake. In my opinion, he should be focused fully on minerals right now to get an economic lead. He's got to pull off gas, because look at the worker count. He's down a bunch of workers already. And MC, yeah, he's a little supply blocked after losing the pylon, but his Cybercore is coming up. As he probes up that Nexus, he may be able to gain a lead for himself, so we'll see how well Rex manages this. Still mining gas. Wow, okay. Rex a little bit paranoid right now. He's got some Overlords out there. Finally, as this Overlord arrives, he's going to see a Nexus, and I think that will light a fire under his butt. As he goes, okay, you've expanded, I better drone up. He's got quite a few Zerglings for map control. Now keep in mind, StarCraft 1 Zerglings do way more damage than StarCraft 2 Zerglings, but StarCraft 2 Zerglings with link speed are way faster. Not only that, but that's a quick lair. Rex is going to play like 2-base Spire or something like this? What in the hell, man? Okay, probe moving to the right side as well. Overlord moving up into that main base. Double Dragoons on the way as well as +1 weapons right now for MC. Rex just chilling. He's got 4 gas up. Is he actually going to play StarCraft 2 Mutas against StarCraft 1 Protoss? Because you know what? Dragoons and Robotech, that leads to Reavers. Dragoons and Reavers aren't bad. I mean, Dragoons in general kind of suck versus Zerg, but Reavers and Zealots and stuff can be good against ground. But if there's a Spire, and yeah, it's a Spire. Rex is playing 2-base Spire. He starts a 3rd base at the same time. This is going to be nasty. If you lose your shuttle with Reavers in it to the Mutalisks, you're going to be screwed. So I really hope MC gets an Observer out or something, but without an Observatory building, just going straight Robo Support Bay, he's going to be kind of blind. His probe in the bottom right corner does get caught as well. This is going to be an issue, man. I don't know why StarCraft 1 Mutas seems so much more OP. It's because in StarCraft 1, the engine is clunky. So flying units are really good at moving around, but ground units all get stuck on each other. But these Dragoons, they move around just fine. StarCraft 1 Mutalisks are very slow compared to StarCraft 2 Mutalisks on the acceleration. They don't have rapid life regen. They're just a worse unit in general than the StarCraft 2 Mutalisk. But the reason why the StarCraft 2 Mutalisk got buffed so much is because the ground units path so easily. They're so smooth in how they move in this engine. And that means the advantage of being a flying unit is diminished. So that's why in the StarCraft 1 engine, StarCraft 1 Mutalisks are awesome. In the StarCraft 2 engine, StarCraft 1 Mutalisks suck. They are terrible. Speaking of which, he's going for Dragoon range. That seems like an odd choice, guys. Is he actually planning to defend Mutalisks just with Dragoons? They might actually be decent at it with the new engine, because notice how they're not getting stuck on each other? Since when are Dragoons able to micro like that? They're not meant to be able to micro like that at all. Dragoons are meant to derp out. One of these Dragoons should be stuck on that pylon, and the other one should be over here trying to yeet himself into the lava. Just like, come on, man. 8 Mutalisks on the way, as well as +1 melee starting up. Rex playing a low economy game here. And remember, guys, this is the Broodwar version. So even though you have 2 gases, the bases all have the full 1800 minerals. So the bases mine out very slowly. Lings do spot the Zealots moving out. No Citadel of Adun just yet, which means no speed upgrade for those Zealots. There's a Reaver on the right, Zealots on the left. The Mutalisks fly right past. Oh god, this shuttle has speed, but that's not enough. Mutalisks are faster. Mutalisks are OP, man. The shuttle goes down. The Reaver inside does die, and he's going to have to try and defend with cannons and Dragoons, which is a disaster. Building a hatchery right in front of 8 Zealots. Maybe not the wisest idea for Rex, but he will cancel that, run the drone away. Zealot's going to go after him right now. And we've got, finally, that Citadel goes down behind this, but stuck on 2 bases. MC, he's going to lose a lot of these Zealots. Mutalisk's going to hunt down these 4 Zealots to start. And behind it, Rex is building Mass Spine Spore. He's got 68 workers. If he can get a 4th and a 5th base up, he's just going to run away with this game. Now, guys, let me know, do Corsairs technically do splash damage? Or is it just that they shoot so fast? Is that why they're good? I feel like they have like a tiny splash damage, right? That's why they were good versus StarCraft 1 Mutalisks? Because is that going to work here? Or are they just a no-go? That only worked because StarCraft 1 Mutalisks were clumped up or something? Like, it is a tiny splash. Okay, so the way the Corsair works, it's kind of like a Phoenix. Doesn't pick units up, but it has like a tiny radius splash damage, and it shoots incredibly fast. So normally against StarCraft 1 Mutalisks, you go Corsairs to deal with the mutas. I don't know if it's going to be good against these Mutalisks, though, because these Mutalisks can just spread out very easily and kind of jump on top. So MC's like, screw it, man. I'm just going to play a ground army. Dragoons with 1/1 upgrades and kind of go for that other stuff as well. I think mass mutas actually would probably be able to win this game, but it's going to be a transition into a infestation pit, lurker den. So it's going to be a Hydra lurker transition for Rex, but his 4th and 5th base only now going down. I feel like he could have already had those up to really push his advantage. 4 DTs being built. Remember, there's no warp gate for StarCraft 1 Protoss. You just got to rally these units out of the gateways, and MC's looking pretty screwed. Oh boy, he's making Maelstrom, guys. He's making Maelstrom. Now, we saw, for those who didn't see my video, if you're watching live on Twitch, it's going out tonight. Strap yourselves in. Maelstrom is frigging OP. I remember the first time I saw this getting upgraded, I was like, well, Maelstrom sucks. That's a terrible ability. Like, no one ever uses that. And then I'm like, oh, it's an AoE biological stun. I didn't realize it's a giant AoE with how much the StarCraft 2 units path, and it stuns for like 5 or 6 seconds. If you pair that with Storm or something like that, it's insane. So if you catch the Mutalisks and just lock them in place, then you can kill them while they're stunned. It's not like a stasis. Zergling does get smeared. MC's going to move to the right side, try and build a 3rd. And if you can stun lurkers and everything. Oh, Reaver's killing drones. Oh my god. Reaver's absolutely having a party right now. This is a one-way trip. You don't have recall unless you have an Arbiter out, which you definitely don't this early. Reaver's going to pick off as much as it can. The shuttle probably should just run away at this point, but Reaver kills 12 drones. Can he get any more? Oh, he goes back to mine. Rex. Rex with a silly mistake. Sends his workers back, loses 18 drones. Funnily enough, he's so far ahead. Does it matter? He's still on 66 drones right now. A couple of Dark Archons coming out, guys. You might think, oh, that's a regular Archon. No. That is a Dark Archon. The Tal'Darim skin is the Dark Archon, and the regular Archon skin for the regular Archon. Keep that in mind. High Templar are making as well. Psystorm never got made, so I think he's just planning to use just stun plus basic units, you know? +2 ground attacks on the way now as well. 1/1 on the way for Rex. So the Zerg, I mean, he's got a small army lead. He's got a massive income advantage. Bases aren't being defended right now, though. That left side, single Zealot could cause problems. MC's coming forward with a bit of a push. Mutas plus a single Corruptor on this left side. I think that Corruptor must be a misclick. Rex, hello? Here comes the Dark Archon Dragoon push. This is a crazy push, man. Dragoons, I don't think are very good units versus Zerg, in my opinion. But, oh, the stun! Look at the range! He stunned it from over there! The Maelstrom cast range is obscene! Oh my god, he stuns the Mutalisk, catches all of them. They don't even try to fly away. Dude, that Maelstrom cast range is absolutely cracked. And he's like, oh, if you run up this ramp, I'll just force field you on the ramp. Oh my god, so you just got to spread your units out against Dark Archons. To be fair, Dark Archons are very expensive. And I think, honestly, as Rex, you just mass Lurkers here and you start running them in from every side and, you know, doing big multi-prong attacks and stuff. Because there's one Observer out, right? There's only one Observer. Second Forge is just going down. Yeah, he's building Reavers, Dragoons, Dark Archons, but Maelstrom is such a good spell versus Zerg. It's wild. Were all these models already in the game? I believe Blizzard uploaded all of the StarCraft 1 models themselves at some point many years ago. Zealot looks pretty cool. Trying to kill the little lava. Lava ends up dying from the lack of creep, not from the Zealot. Lava, for those who don't know, cannot survive outside of creep. If you think of it, guys, the creep is the endometrial lining here of the Zerg. It's the lava cannot survive without it. You just disappear. To be fair, that means eggs should die when they're off creep as well, which I don't think they do. Anyways, random gross analogies aside, Lurkers coming forward. 20 Lurkers, 6 Hydras, 24 Zerglings, 2/2s on the way as well. It doesn't really have much splash damage here. It's just the splash AoE. Get out of there, MC! Oh god. 10 range Lurkers are very good units. For those who don't play StarCraft 2, you gotta watch out. But they're actually only 8 range right now because he's gone for the movement upgrade first, which is by far the inferior upgrade. There used to be an argument before it got nerfed that it was the better upgrade, but it was like 50-50 amongst players. These days, it's objectively the worst one. The one that allows them to burrow a little bit quicker. Dragoon, oh sorry, Reaver getting a few good shots off. Taking out some Hydras and whatnot. High Templar right here. They do have Psystorm. Lurkers moving forward. I mean, the Reaver's doing pretty well. I feel like you need a few more Reavers potentially, though. I also don't think he has many of the upgrades. I think that might be one of the Scarab damage upgrades or something in the top left. I don't really know what all the graphics are for. Dragoon takes out a Changeling. Ooh, sorry, Dragoon. Reaver. Scarab takes out a Changeling. The Dragoon's actually focused down on Overseer. Zealot's still denying that base on the left side. Dragoon's got to be careful. Hold position's really important here. Now, if those Lurkers run forward, they're going to cop massive Storms. Remember, Storm does 112 damage over 3 seconds. It does almost twice the damage per second of the old one. Uh-oh, Lurker ranges here. He does save that. Oh, Reaver shots coming out. Nice Reaver shots. Now, remember, you could go shield batteries, but they won't auto-heal. The shield battery in StarCraft 1 is a terrible building. Takes way too much micro to be worth it in most situations. Oh, Lurker's getting some good damage, though, dude. That Overseer giving high ground vision is big. The Reavers are going to go down. The Lurkers, yes, a Storm does land, but, dude, another Storm does go down. That Overseer providing high ground vision. I feel like Rex could maybe try to push to the left at the same time. What's he going for? +2 carapace. He's got Vipers coming in. Remember, Dark Archons have feedback. High Templar do not in this game. So the Dark Archons can feed back the Vipers, which can be massive. Here we go. Zealot Stalker, Zealot Dragoon, Dark Archon going through. He's going to pull his whole army back as Rex. Rex, I feel like he might be panicking a little bit. I think he should have had enough at home with Lurkers and Spines back there to defend. But no, he's only got 1 Spine and Vipers, nothing else. Storm's getting good damage. Another good Storm here. Oh, another great Storm on those Lurkers. But they are very tanky, these StarCraft 2 Lurkers. Dragoon Archon going to run through the bottom right side as well. MC, decisive as ever. He's running in and doing big damage, and actually it's Rex who's really struggling to hang on here. Yes, he defends his natural, but a lot of those Dragoons are still alive. They can still rotate around the left and keep attacking. These units could go down there as well. Looks like 1 Dragoon ran up and died. I wouldn't mind him moving into that position, but for now he's just going to hold on to this choke point. 3 base Protoss against 4 base Zerg. Oh, here we go. Observer does get sniped. Dragoon's going to rotate left though. And it feels like Rex is kind of F2ing his whole army back and forwards. A true StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2 match. StarCraft 1 player tactically engages, utilizing high grounds and ramps to his advantage. StarCraft 2 player F2 A move. Grrr, does got a big Storm on the ramp. Oh my god, a lot of those Lurkers taking big Storm damage. There's only 1 Storm. There's only 1 Storm. If he got a stun off on the ramp or something with a Dark Archon, it might have been different. That's going to be an easy cleanup, man. That's going to be an easy cleanup. Very, very nice. Nidus Worm goes down over here to try and reinforce. He's going to use a defensive Nidus Worm as the Scarabs start to clear up these spine crawlers. Very nice play here by MC, just slowly clearing the spines. Let's see what he pops out of the Nidus Worm to defend. Doesn't look like he has much. He's just going to pop a single lurker out by the looks of it. I don't think that'll do too much. He's just going to evacuate the drones and get out of there. Rex needs to go do some aggression. He's not able to hang on to any bases right now. I'd love to see Rex fighting with small armies split up, but he's really trying to use the StarCraft 2 engine to gather his whole army and take big, decisive, crushing fights in one place at a time. Nice Maelstrom does land. Looks like it missed the Lurker on the front, but does get a lot of those Hydras. Dragoon's starting to clear these Hydras up. Blinding Clouds, though. Oh, watch out, MC. The Blinding Cloud makes those units aggro into the bad position. The Dark Archon goes down. Parasitic Bomb as well. MC decides to F2 as well by the looks of it. Drones on the front line. Oh, no. The High Templar running into their death. Oh, no. The pace of these StarCraft 2 engine fights really messing up. Dude, if he flanked with the High Templar Dragoon from the left, came in from the right as well, that'd be good. But these Lurkers keep aggroing his units in, and he's just taking so much damage. Storm's going to go down. Notice how the High Templar is very slow to kind of get in there and storm things, but it does at least push that army back. That High Templar goes down before it can land a Psy Storm. 10 more Hydras on the way, 10 more Lurkers. Desperately trying to get a new fourth base up is Rex. These middle bases do have rich gas, by the way, so they are quite valuable. Reaver tries to come in. Oh! If you abduct the Reaver, it makes the Scarab disappear. I did not know that's how it happened. But looks like it is. Nidus Worm evacuation is complete, though. Rex saves a lot of his units, loses a Viper, makes the best of a bad situation as a Nexus goes down on the right side. Fourth base is going down for MC. Fourth base just finished for Rex. Both sides are a bit low on cash. It's 160 supply versus 160. And this is kind of hilarious. Is this StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2? This is StarCraft 2. This is StarCraft 1. StarCraft 2. StarCraft 1. StarCraft 1. StarCraft 2. Zerg StarCraft 2. Protoss is StarCraft 1 for those just tuning in. Lurker's doing some damage over here. MC's looking pretty good with his army movement. He's very decisive, whereas I feel Rex always looks a little panicky when he's playing StarCraft against these veteran gods like MC who've won so much money over their careers, such established careers. And Rex is a very good player, but I mean, as a guy who spends a lot of his time streaming, entertaining his audience, hanging out, and trying to be one of the best in Taiwan, but of course, a lot of time spent streaming, it is something where it's often hard for him to keep up. Now, that excuse doesn't really come in when you're playing against MC, who has not been playing much StarCraft, I don't think. Has MC been playing StarCraft 1 at all? I thought he was coaching League of Legends teams and just kind of hopping around the esports scene, being esports royalty and doing his thing, but maybe, maybe not. Broodlord is on the way. A single Broodlord is on the way. Lurkers. Oh, watch out. Good pullback. I like the way MC is just moving in and out, but he just needs a good mix of Reavers and High Templar. If he can land Storms and Reaver shots, he can destroy these Lurkers, man. Okay, Nidus in the top left going up as well. I love this map because there's just so much fighting over these bases that are so spread out and the ramps. I also, it's kind of, having the bases so exposed, it makes up for the fact that we've got kind of Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm base minerals that don't mine out as fast. Nice Maelstrom lands, but not really able to capitalize on it. Got to be careful, mate. I really feel like, if for those who haven't seen it, Maelstrom Storm, if you see that combo, you will lose your shiz. Your brain will melt. You'll be like, oh my god. If you manage to land Maelstroms in the middle of like Massling Hydra or something and then storm it, it just all disappears so quickly. They can't dodge. Everything dies. Speaking of everything dying, Spine's going down. Looks like maybe a Reaver or something got caught there. Does take out a few of these units, though. He's trying to pull back to defend a little bit, but Rex is going to counterattack. That base will go down there as the Zealots, Archon, and Dragoons take that base out. Now he's going to come forward here. Great stun! Zealots do not have charge, but oh, the Storm combo. Oh my god, that's what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Flanks from two sides. MC gives Rex a firm Maelstrom Storm combo to the face. Morphs a few High Templar into a regular Archon there, add a bit more damage. And Rex is running around like a headless chicken right now. Those Hydras just derping about to their doom. And this is actually sick. All the mirrors would actually be really cool. The mirror matchups, I've heard that ZVZ is the worst matchup ever. Just because you get Queens and Banelings in StarCraft 2. So StarCraft 1, Zerg apparently just cannot compete with it. I didn't actually watch the ZVZs in the show matches that were played from GSL, but I heard it was not really worth watching it. Apparently people were just like, yeah, that like, this is the, we always thought StarCraft 1 ZVZ was the worst matchup of all time, but apparently StarCraft 2 Zerg versus StarCraft 1 Zerg is just appalling. Can't Plague compete? I mean, how are you going to get to Plague? That's the question. Because your spine crawlers can't move. You don't have queens. So you have to basically, as the Broodwar player, turtle on 2 base behind Sunkens. Meanwhile, the other guy is just like, oh, I have 4 base Slingbane. Lol, what are you going to do? Because you don't have roaches. Without roaches, you can't punish Slingbane. All you can build is Lings and Hydras. Like, you could try to get to, like, 2-base Lurker and do some sort of 2-base Lurker push, but, man, it's super awkward. High Templar coming in right now. MC's got this in the bag, I think, guys. We've got, like, 3 Broodlords. For those who don't know, if you come out with, like, 10 Broodlords, it's a mustache of Broodlords. Some people back in the old days said they look like mustaches. I still don't know how they see that. To me, it doesn't look like that at all. It looks like a goddamn flying manta ray or something. I don't know. But, yeah, this 3 Broodlords at 20 minutes is a sad. That's a sad of Broodlords, that is. That's a, please don't kill me. To be fair, Rex has a base up there with Lurker's Spine Spore and a base up there. MC's not that far ahead in economy, but yeah, this is the right move. Go for the production. Just dive in the production and take out all of his tech. Broodlord's going to that right side. They're going to try and hit the Dragoons. The Zerglings surrounding the Zealot. He should go Mass Scout. Well, that is the ultimate troll move. For those who don't know, in StarCraft 2, you drop mules on your opponent to insult them. You dance your units in front of them. You spray tag. In StarCraft 1, you go Mass Scout. What are the other kind of useless units? Mass Scout, Mass Ghost, or... What does Protoss have? I don't know. Mass Dark Archon? Steal their units, you know, with mind control. Those are like the ways to troll your opponent in StarCraft 1, essentially. Mass Queen could be pretty funny. Mass Scout is, of course, the Scout is an air superiority fighter that costs pretty close to a carrier while giving the value of 1 interceptor. So if you're ever wondering, should I build a carrier and make 25 mineral interceptors, or should I spend, you know, almost the same cost to get a single interceptor that the carrier cost? It's kind of simple math. Dragoons, Archons coming in. The Reavers are going down to the Broods. Nice micro. Oh, no, get out of the storm. I was like, nice micro on the Broods. And then they sit in Storm twice. Dude, you cannot sit in Storm at all. The Broodlords are holding on with the Lurkers. Broodlord Lurker is the ultimate anti-ground comp. It's definitely, I mean, I'd say it's time to go carriers, but Corruptors are really good hard counters to carriers, whether they're StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2 carriers. I don't know which carriers are better, by the way. Has anyone tested it? Do you guys know StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2 carriers? You need an upgrade for StarCraft 1 carriers, which sucks, to get them up from 4 to 8 interceptors. But other than that, they seem pretty similar. Like, it seems like a very similar unit. But I haven't got a lot of experience in the mod yet to really know that one. Big push here. Broodlord's got caught out of position, man. As long as he has enough detection to deal with it, the Observer's over there to the right on the cliff. Needs to get rid of these 3 Lurkers. This is a lot of damage. MC is losing a lot of units. Dude, these Lurkers are doing so much. He finally storms those Lurkers down. There's still one of them left, though. And even though MC does some damage, this is a really wasteful fight. Right now, by the way, he's making an upgrade. Is that... Oh, he's going to mind control the Broods. He's making mind control. He's going to steal the Broodlords. He's like, damn, these StarCraft 2 Lurkers and Broodlords are BS, man. They're BS. And what is the answer? Make Dark Archons, apparently. He's only got 1 so far. Doesn't have mind control research just yet. It's going to go down as... Why is he still fighting here? I don't know. Actually, that's why. Because if you stun the Broodlords, they can't kite anymore. And a non-kiting Broodlord is a dead Broodlord. Who needs mind control where you can just maelstrom your way to victory? MC smashes Rex in game 1. All right, guys. We got shit in the top left side of the map. Looking slick. And his opponent in the bottom left, it's MC. MC is going to be showing us what he can do with StarCraft 1 Protoss. He is addicted to Reavers, he's addicted to the shuttle, and he showed us they're really good. But I do think a guy like Shin should be clever enough to take advantage of him. Now, we're on Whirlwind, a map from... I think originally... Did this map come out in Wings of Liberty? I know it was out in Heart of the Swarm. I remember early Heart of the Swarm playing this at a DreamHack back in 2013. I remember it came back in early Legacy of the Void as part of the Dream Pool. I think it was probably early Heart of the Swarm when we first saw Whirlwind, but maybe late Wings of Liberty. It's a good map, though. It is, you can spawn all 4 locations, so neither side knows where the other one is. The Doom line of Banelings clip pig. Did the Zerg player win? My chat's asking me. Well, it's a good question. I think you're talking about a Nidus Worm unloading 30 Banelings into a single Archon. If so, yes. I think it was Hyper 1 in that clip. It's a very painful clip. And yeah, nothing like watching a person unload banelings one at a time into an Archon. It kind of makes you want to vomit. It's the worst thing you can ever do. It brings me back to playing team games with Fear Dragon a few years ago, and quite a few years ago now. And his signature move was he'd unload a Nidus, and he'd right-click the Nidus onto his enemy's main building, and he'd unload enough banelings to kill their main base, which is the least efficient move you can do in all of StarCraft. It takes about 20 banelings to kill a main base, especially if you do it on a hive. And sometimes he wouldn't even finish killing it. It was, Playing team games with Fear Dragon is basically like playing, say you're playing 4v4s, it's basically you're playing with 3 players who help your team and 1 player who hurts. It's kind of the experience. Forge does go down defensively to help wall off. It is a hatch gas pool for Shin, but only after the 15-15 opening. How does SC versus SC2 work? You can choose either version of a race. That's right. Yeah, that's exactly it, man. It's actually really fun. So you can choose either. You could technically just play StarCraft 2 Zerg versus StarCraft 2 Protoss or something, but yeah. This is the current StarCraft 2 starting workers. It's also, on this map, it's got the old Heart of the Swarm, Wings of Liberty. All the minerals start with the same patches, but yeah, you start with 12 workers. The StarCraft 1 doesn't get any macro mechanics, and their workers still take as long to build, but they mine slightly faster. So they do, you'll notice they accelerate and move just a little bit quicker. They accelerate and decelerate faster. Whereas if you look at these drones, notice how they slow down a lot as they approach returning or going back to the minerals. So watch this drone, just stare at it for a few seconds. Look at how slow it is. And now let's go to the other side and look at, say, this probe here. And look at just how much quicker it makes the trip back and forwards. And that's the big difference maker. I don't know what the actual income difference ends up being here, but it definitely does make a pretty decent difference in terms of basic mining. So your StarCraft 1 workers mine a little bit faster, but obviously without Chrono Boost, no Lava Inject, no mules. StarCraft 1 races do come with their drawbacks. StarCraft 1 abilities are absolutely broken. It is one of the games that has some of the most broken abilities in it ever, and especially with the clumping up in StarCraft 2, things like Maelstrom, Reaver Splash Damage, Storm are absolutely wild. The amount of damage, stuns you can do with big AoEs, all sorts of things like stasis traps, it's crazy. I mean, this game, it's very unmapped out. Everyone's playing super suboptimally. What's fun about this, and why is everyone going so crazy? Why do I keep seeing people? Honestly, it's just cool because we're just like... people are starved for new RTS content. Unfortunately, a lot of StarCraft players are allergic to playing games that aren't StarCraft, so unlike the badasses who play a bit of Age of Empires, a bit of Company of Heroes, a bit of Dawn of War, a bit of StarCraft, a bit of, go play some Beyond All Reason or a Total Annihilation style game. Those players, I think, get a good mix of like trying different games and learning different styles. But a lot of StarCraft nerds out there, they play those games, they go, oh, no, I need it to be a StarCraft. I need to have that StarCraft feel. So this is kind of a mix of us figuring out an almost new game just within a mod within that comfortable StarCraft 2 setting. And it is a lot of fun to see how things work out. Early +1 melee is a really good choice for Shin. Shin's got a good economic lead, but the question is always going to be, how do you deal with this? That's a shuttle. That's shuttle speed upgrading, and there's going to be a Reaver in a moment. So you need to get up anti-air. Now, he's got 6 queens, which will be a good start against this, because the Reaver does not one-shot a queen. Takes 2 shots. So as long as your queens are in position, you should be able to shut this down. But I do think Mass Muta is really good against this, because MC is obsessed. He always plays this style. It's always early upgrades, Dragoons, Reaver drop, and he just goes Mass Dragoon Reaver and slowly adds Dark Archons and High Templar in. Dragoons are not very good units in StarCraft 1. They are, in fact, atrocious. They're hot garbage. Now, in this, they can micro a lot better, but their raw stats still mean they do very little damage to things like Hydras, Zerglings, Ravagers. Oh my gosh! Almost losing that shuttle. You got to be careful, MC. Great defense from Shin. Now, we saw MC already look pretty good in some of his other games, but honestly, here, against Shin, look at the way Shin's outscaling him on the supply. Massive worker advantage. And yeah, he gets rid of that. Nice. The Dragoons do get rid of the Overlord on the pillar. But it's a Zerg going to 4 base before the Protoss even starts a 3rd. And this is where MC is going to struggle. That slower expansion rate of StarCraft 1 Protoss in PvZ against the StarCraft 2 Zerg that just explodes across the map. So I think MC is gonna really have his work cut out for him. And I also wonder, what do we do with this lair? Does Shin play lurkers? I'd like muters. I want to see mass muter. I think mass muter would be very hard to deal with. Looks like just Ravagerling Bane, which, I mean, it can work. It's a solid composition from StarCraft 2. Just need to come in with those nice big surrounding numbers. That's right, guys. OGS MC, the old school, the Bostos, the president of Protoss. He had a lot of nicknames over the years. Oh, run! Those Reavers, man. Oh, you can see the Reaver damage does fall off pretty hard. I always thought in StarCraft 1 that Reavers did just a set amount of damage, 100% within the area. But I don't know if it was like this or not, but it definitely in this mod is falling off. Oh my god, those Scarabs. Those Scarabs hunting these units down. Oh god. He's got to swarm this army, man. He's got to kind of surround it, but the Shuttle Reaver is just so powerful. Oh man, the Shuttle Reaver is so OP. But remember, the Dragoons are useless. Like, it's literally, as long as you don't die everything to the Reavers, you can Lynx around this. This will be great. Lynx coming in from the south and the north. Queens, Roaches, Lings, and Banes all trying to get on top. Individual Zerglings tanking a few of those shots. You want to try and surround the Reavers if you can so the Scarabs don't get so much damage. And he does end up holding on, but not without very, very big losses, guys. 3,000 resources for 1,000. MC is looking very good in the trading, and that makes up for the fact that his third base has only one worker on it, whilst Shin is starting to mine from a fourth. So what I was talking about, man, Mutalisks. I mean, if you don't play Mutalisks, I really feel this build is so powerful, but I don't think Dragoons can deal with this. Now, I think he's going for the damage upgrade, guys, for the Scarabs. I think that's what he's going for right now. Of course, they have to build each Scarab they want to build. Scarab damage plus 25. Yeah, that's what that is. Oh, Link counterattack, though. This is a good move. Give up your fourth base. That's kind of hard to defend. Get on top. Kill a few of these probes. Take out the pylon. Dragoons, though, in pretty decent numbers, are going to be able to defend Fort now. The Reaver coming back in its shuttle as well. Ravager gets caught there. It will go down. Watch out for this drop, though. Oh, God. Oh, God. Careful, mate. Oh, God. Those Reavers. Okay, thankfully, Shin scouts to the Ling, and he does get out of there. Infestation pets on the way. A few Corruptors even to shoot down the shuttle might be worth it, like, because they're tankier. Damn, dude. Also, you can actually see the unit the Scarab's targeting. I didn't realize that, guys. There is like a blue graphic on the one that it's targeting. I don't know if there was a graphic in StarCraft 1. I feel like there wasn't. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It's the first time I actually noticed that there's a bit of like electricity on the unit that the Scarab is aiming at. So you can actually grab it and pull it away from the pack if the Scarab is kind of derping out a little bit. Templar Archives on the way. More Roach, more Baneling. Shin is on 73 workers on 4 base. He doesn't have a lot of creep spread. Creep spread would be massive against this style. But Lings get a few Dragoons. Not a bad surround. +2 melee is being done. Honestly, just pure mass Zergling might be the way to do it. Just because Roaches are a bit low damage to get on top. In StarCraft 1, there's no notice of what's being targeted. I thought so. Yeah, I was like, there's no way I missed that in 20 years of screwing around and idly watching that game, right? Ooh, watch out for the Dragoons. Dragoons are getting flanked by the Lings. He needs those Reavers on the ground. Oh, this is where things go really bad for MC. The Scarabs need time to work. He loses even one of the Reavers goes down. Oh. Oh, Shin just lost so many Dragoons. That's a lot of Protoss blood spilled in that field. And the unit's lost tab now. It's still in favor, of course, of MC. But Shin just wrecked that army. Does this version allow StarCraft 1 workers to rally automatically to resources? Absolutely. Just like think of it as StarCraft 2, just with StarCraft 1-like units put into it. But I mean, they don't have the StarCraft 1 programming or anything like that. Some things are done to try to simulate it, but obviously they do play out a little bit differently, as it is basically some StarCraft 1 ideas and units all ported into the StarCraft 2 engine, which means the pathing's smooth, you've got unlimited building selection, you can control group multiple buildings, all of that normal stuff. Roach Ravager. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. Watch out. Watch out. Get away. You can see the beetle is so slow. Without microing it, it's very weak. So also multitasking can kind of counter Reavers, because when they're not watching, it's not as powerful. Great Scarab in the middle of that army, though. Damn. And he can kind of cut off the retreat, potentially. Banelings try to roll in that right side. They get wrecked. Oh, gosh. It's actually not looking that good a fight for Shin. Now, Ultra's destroyed. Does Shin know that? He's making Carapace in a second Evo. I think he does. I expect to see an Ultra Cavern very soon. There we go. Yeah. I do not think there's any answer to Ultras, guys. I am pretty sure, because we've seen Ultras a few times almost make amazing comebacks in this mod. I've never seen someone actually make a good number of Ultras from a good position. And right now, Shin's in a very good position. If he makes like 8 Ultras, some +2 Carapace, Chitinous Plating, I think we're going to see MC just crumble. Storm does a decent amount of damage, so it actually does help versus Ultras quite a bit. But, I mean, what are you going to kill them with? You don't get Immortals. StarCraft 1 Protoss does not have a good counter. I mean, Reavers help. Scarabs do damage. Storms help. Having some Archons up front to tank can help, which he doesn't really have right now. Okay, good. More shots going off, dude. These Reavers, 52 kills on one, 18 on the other. It's a 70-kill Reaver duo. Zealot run by on the right side. Looks like it's going to get surrounded. He does have Zealot legs upgraded. And the Reavers, looks like one of those Reavers did get caught when he wasn't looking. Like I said, if there's multitasking going on, it's very hard for the Reaver player to get value out of those units. It's only when they're just looking at one thing at a time. Like if MC can just keep microing one thing, he's going to pick you apart with these. The Reaver does take out a Spore that was building. A second Spore that was building goes down as well. 40T's building at a time right now. He wants Dark Archons. Remember, Maelstrom is big, but it will not work on Ultralisks because they have the Frenzied mechanic. And that's going to be huge. Zealot's trying to come south. Shin's going to jump on top with the Roaches and the Ravagers. For those who don't know, Shin used to be called Ragnarok back in the day. Not too long ago, to be fair. Shinhee Bomb is his human name. So out of all the name changes, I can always get behind it when someone changes their name to their actual human name. Kaidaran Amulet's finished, which means the High Templar are now popping with enough energy to storm immediately. Dragoons versus Zerglings is one of the saddest fights in the entire world, guys. They literally do nothing. This is what I'm talking about, man. Dragoons are a useless unit on their own. You really want more Zealot, Archon, Storm, Reaver, and it's good to see he's only got a few Dragoons mixed in now. Seems like MC's learnt his lesson about just massing Dragoons. He does have a second Forge coming in as well, 3-2 coming in. Shin also means God in Korean. Wait. Are you telling me Shin Ramen is God Ramen? Shin Ramen's lit. I love that stuff. Anyways, Shuttle's trying to come back from over there. Ling Run by comes in. Cannons are going to get destroyed by these Adrenal Zerglings. Oh man, StarCraft 2 Adrenal Zerglings may not do quite as much damage as StarCraft 1, but they still do a lot, and StarCraft 1 cannons are not that powerful. Ling Bane going to try to roll over the top. The Reaver's trying to hang on. Storms are needed. Storms! Oh, the Banelings though! He does massive storms on the Zerg, but the Banelings connect with the High Templar and take all of those out. Oh my, this top right side getting shredded by DTs though. Does he lose his mining on his third? Yeah, MC is back to 2-base mining. If Shin can clean this army up, he's got it. He's only now building Ultras for the first time in this game. He's got Chitinous Plating finished, but the Ultras aren't going to be on the field for a while. Storm's keeping back the Ling Roach. You cannot let these Storms land on your units. They will disappear incredibly quickly. Look at how much damage that Storm does, but there's just not enough Protoss to back it up. The Ling Roach coming in from all sides. The ability to just mass produce units and swarm from every side. So powerful. The Reavers actually do clean those ones up. Dude, if he had the Reavers with the army, that would have made a big difference maker. I think MC, if he had 3 Reavers in this fight the whole time, this could have been a very different battle. As it is, MC is in big trouble. He's trying to reprobe up his third, get back to mining. Remember, those minerals not mining out too quickly really helps him here. Shuttle's firing Scarabs. And that Ultralisk takes a lot of damage, man. Takes a lot of damage. These Reavers are going to keep working the triangle. Drop there, drop there, drop there. Oh, he's going to go around the right side, actually. Not a bad way to do it. Shuttles do have weird acceleration. He wants to drop on the high ground. And that's going to work out very nicely. Scarabs go out there. Shooting some Roaches, shooting some Lings. Ultralisk does survive. Ultra Ling run by, though. And this is what I'm telling you, man. There's no answer to these Ultras. They're 3-2 Chitinous Plating Ultras. There's just no answer to these. Broodwar Zerg, Protoss, sorry, struggles against those Ultras. Oh no, High Templar not even storming. That's an F2A move if I've ever seen one. Youchie douchies. I mean, in StarCraft 1, there was a lot of times where units were idle and not being microed because the player was looking elsewhere. But in StarCraft 2, it's so funny because in this engine, you've got that select all army key button and you can see players constantly using it to just bring their units in from every side and then I'm so unfortunately kind of throwing them into the meat grinder. Dragoon's going down, Zealot's going down. The Ultras are ripping it apart. He's still microing his Reavers for fun, but 2 Reavers in 2 Shuttles is not going to get you back in this game, is it? Nuh-uh. Ultras clean up the third. Back to 2-base for MC. Shin is mining 3 times as many resources right now. Unloading there is not a bad move. Gonna unload on the low ground, I guess. There's a few Zerglings on top of him, though. Behind this, MC gathering at the front. I do think, once again, I want to point out, guys, earlier in these games, I really think MC should have been Zealot heavier rather than so Dragoon heavy. And trying to get Archons and Zealots up pretty soon is kind of key. Parasitic Bomb, the bees! Ah, the bees! He does save the Reavers, but not for long, man. They're isolated out here. They will go down. These Zerglings going to take a few of these Scarabs but they will end up defeating the Reavers. Very nicely done. As the Reavers go down, yes, 2 nuke ones do pop out, but they are very expensive units. Remember, every shot costs minerals as well. So even when they're getting really nice shots off, it does cost you money. And there's mass Ultra Zergling Viper on the way. Storm goes down. Remember, Storm can kill Ultras little by little. He needs more Storms, though. More Storms do go down. It's a very slow cast time on StarCraft 1 Storm. Another Storm goes down, but MC has to tap out, and Shin shows he is made of stone and stuff. As good as the Reaver Shuttle is, and as hard as that is to deal with, good luck dealing with the massive macro, the Lynx rounds, not to mention the bloody Ultralisks, man. Those Ultras with splash damage as well are so deadly. GG, well played.